My name is Paula Hancock. I'm the Cyber Threat Intelligence Lead for BT Security. So the title of my presentation is Out of the Trough and Up the Slope of Enlightenment. And that's really to do with the Gartner hype cycle. So any new technology or ideas go through a cycle of a peak of inflated expectations. So when they come along, everybody rushes to get involved and to see what they do, try and obtain them. And then what inevitably happens is that they become disappointed perhaps with the service or the idea. Perhaps it becomes something that they don't necessarily understand. And you get that trough of disillusionment, a bit of disappointment really. And I think that's really where threat intel is at the moment. A lot of people don't necessarily understand the concept. They don't necessarily understand what it is. It means a lot of different things to different people. That's the problem with misunderstanding the term, is that people want different things from it, and then inevitably they get disappointed from vendors that are providing perhaps just indicators of compromise. That's not really just threat intelligence. So what my talk is about is how we really try and get threat intelligence as a profession out of that trough and up the slope of enlightenment, how we can actually improve what we do as a service, what we do as a profession, how we can help educate buyers of threat intelligence to really understand what it is they should be asking vendors for CISOs to make the right decisions with threat intelligence. One of the messages from my presentations is to not start with feed. The idea is to start with planning and direction, and almost to look inside, look to yourself and to understand what it is you are missing as an organisation before you start going out and collecting data. So the first stage is always going to be about planning rather than just going out and leaping into the collection stage, if you like. So it's about really understanding what it is they want to protect as an organisation. So knowing what an attacker might want from you in your organisation, and then being able to understand the various ways in which an attacker might actually obtain that from you, to be able to then plan your defences. And that's what we mean about intelligence-led defence. You can't protect everything, so you have to be able to prioritise those things. And intelligence will help you to do that. But it's about knowing what it is you can't risk losing in the first place. So for CISOs to be able to use the information properly, we have to help educate organisations to understand the different types of threat intelligence. So you have things like strategic threat intelligence, which is much more longer term looking. That's more for executive level, potentially understanding the threat landscape, where things are going in the future, so they can help plan their budgets. And you've got things right down to technical intelligence, which is much more usable for technical operational people within a SOC environment that may want to ingest some indicators but have some context around that so they understand how to use it. And that all comes from the planning and direction stage, is to be able to understand how you are going to use that information before you then go and ask for it. Because if you've not got a SIEM or a SOC solution or people that can interpret that data, then there's no point in going out and collecting a whole host of feeds if you're not going to be able to use it. I'd like to think that threat intel is on the road to enlightenment, yes, because we're getting to the stage now where people and organisations are questioning the value of threat intelligence. So people are asking key questions about how effective it is. And so now we as a threat intelligence profession and as threat intel providers, we have a responsibility and a duty of care for our customers to be able to produce really interesting and value-add information that will help them to close some of the gaps that they have within their business. So one bit of advice I would say to take away from my presentation is to understand what it is you want first before you come asking for threat intelligence. So know yourself first before you jump into data collection.